Good morning, everybody. We're back out here this week with Annie and Abilene. Sorry we missed last week. We had a bunch of stuff going on and it just kind of rained like crazy here. But we're back again and we got them up here in the round pen. And they got a little excited this morning. But I see that they've started to calm down on their own pretty quickly here. And so we're just going to see where they are here this morning. There you go, Annie. All right. Really closing the distance here this morning. Wow, Annie reaches out and touches me. That's a pretty quick. We just got back to the place we worked on the last time I worked with her for so long. She was able to approach in mostly a regulated manner and reach out nicely and make some contact. What about Abilene? I haven't really worked with you in a while, Abilene. What do you think? Oh, wow. I was mostly pretty kind, you know, besides the little bite at the end, but even then she got her teeth on me, but she didn't really bite. She just kind of felt of me. And so it's just good to know where we are in the process. Abilene's going over to check out Dad and Laura out there, looking right into the camera. I miss Annie. Annie's still got, she wants to approach, but she hadn't figured out how to do it in a way that's kind of relational and calm. There's Miss Abilene. Hi. There you go, Annie. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I've got a little camera on my chest here, hopefully to give y'all a little bit better view of what I'm seeing. Although I'm starting to notice my chest a lot of times will point away to release pressure and you won't really get what I'm seeing. So we're just going to keep playing with this thing a little bit today. And see maybe if I can put this on follow here. And see if I can get it to follow these horses so you can see a little better. We'll play with that and see what happens. So again with Annie, just working to get here where we can calm down a little bit, regulate ourselves when we're looking at each other. And she's improved quite a bit really with that proximity. Now, you know, she can stay pretty close just looking at us and stay calm. Abilene's obviously a lot better at that. Even the approach with Abilene anymore doesn't really seem to cause much anxiety for her. Let's see if we can. Can't quite get back to where we were scratching her on the head. That's okay. Just kind of tells us where we are right now based off of what we've worked on. And she needs to walk away, she can walk away. We'll just ask her to connect, reattach. Oh, she feels a little better about it. Good, so she's able to explore with her lips mostly there, and that's okay. And now that she's able to explore that, the reach in to scratch her on the head was all right. Hey, darling. Still has the tendency to want to bite, to explore. Not going to punish that, but it's not going to get the pressure released either. And I'm also not letting her bite me. And so,
one of the biggest changes I'm really noticing in them is how much they relate to you independently now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is a big change in here, is the way they're able to connect with me on an individual basis. And Annie's still able to connect over here and just stand and calmly watch instead of feeling anxiety around this interaction that Abilene and I are having, or anxiety around a little bit of the connection that she and Abilene have coming towards me. And that's a big step, especially for Annie. That hadn't been something that had bothered Abilene quite as much, but it still did a little. She's really interested in exploring this now and feeling pretty comfortable. Getting her lips on me, putting her teeth on my hand, but not biting. Just really checking me out. And the more she does that, the more comfortable she feels with me exploring her a little bit. Moves me over to her dominant eye over here where she feels a little less comfortable. This is where she's going to want to explore a little more. I'm okay with that. We're not going to get... You know, there's a real fine line in encouraging biting and letting our horse explore. And we just want to make sure, you know, the difference is the pressure stays there. She doesn't get to bite it. The hand stays there. I can maneuver my hand in her mouth to keep her from biting that real easy if I just stay calm and present and attuned with her. And when she calms down...
She's not being aggressive about what she's doing.
Yeah, so she's not being aggressive. She's obviously trying to explore, right? And that's exactly what I want from her. Some of her best means of sensing me are right here up front in her mouth, in her whiskers, in her nose, and able to smell me. And so this is where she feels the most comfortable engaging. And we're gonna let her continue to engage in that way, as long as she doesn't get aggressive. And now I can even approach her on her dominant side there and make contact, and she felt pretty calm. So Annie's starting to get a little restless over here, so we'll just ask her to connect a little bit. Did some good stuff with Abilene, so we'll just move on over here. And I feel like my camera's going all crazy, so I'm gonna make a quick adjustment here. And we'll put that back on normal mode there, and we'll tilt her up just a little bit. Okay. Annie, thanks for waiting on me. There you go. Some head comes down a little there. Take some steps towards me, not just moving her butt away. I really like to see those feet moving forward towards me in a nice calm way when she connects there. Yeah. Nice relaxation response as she connects with that pressure. Hey there, Abilene. So there, Annie sees my hand reach out. She knows she wants to come explore it, but it's still scary. And so she's struggling with that, and I'm gonna keep letting her try to find how to experience this stimulus and regulate in her body through connection here. Good. That's hard, I know. All right. Good. Yeah. That was nice. Just a light graze of the knuckles there. Says, oh, that was too much. I gotta walk away here, walk some of that out. Pretty nice there, Annie. What do you think? It's a little bit better. Able to calm down a little. So good. She's able to step calmly, check it out, make contact with me, so the pressure goes away. And so I might move back over here to Abilene for just a little bit. Hey, Abilene. Did you miss me? Oh. And again, we're back to the biting, checking it out. And so I'm noticing on just this approach for touch, she's not really connecting. She's not really moving away, but she's not really connecting with the effort here. So I'm going to stop here and really ask her to recognize that this is there and to see it coming. And to connect with it versus just standing there and letting it come in. Because I think a little bit of what's happening with her here is she's gotten okay with it enough that she can let it happen a little. But when it's really in there, she feels kind of vulnerable, and that's where this behavior here is coming from a little bit. And so I'm going to just step back and let her explore more out here. And she wants to check my shirt out a little bit more than she typically has. And as I lose her, just a little pressure on her rear, ask her to reconnect. Huh. And so even there's something different from her. As she puts me a little further down her body, she typically keeps me here at the end of her nose. And of course she does it here on her non-dominant side. Ooh, hit my camera. Can't tell what's going on. I think I got a camera malfunction. Yep, it's pointing straight down. Did you do that or did I do that, Abilene? So I'm going to slow it down just a little bit with Abilene. I really want to see her engage out here first before we get in to that touch more. Because I want to really make sure that she's connecting here. And starting to see that. I really want to ask her to regulate just a little more through that touch. About here. Ooh. Ooh. So a little touch on the neck. That's the first time we've kind of been back that far, and she's the one that really put me there, so I just went ahead and went where she said maybe we try. Even on her cheek there, we haven't really been back that far on her body yet. That was a good breath. That was a nice little rub on her cheek there. And she was able to stay calm and connected with it. Sees it coming. Can repeat it. And now we're getting into dangerous territory because she might start to figure out that this feels kind of good. What do you think? What do you think? So every time she wants to bite that, I don't let her bite it. I want to keep it in here until she can connect with it and relax just a little bit. And even there, just the look and a change in her ears is what I'm after, and we're going to build on that. Good. About here at the shoulder, what do you think? See, as I get close to that shoulder, how she responds to it. She's able to relax there. Oh, it causes anxiety. She's going to move in and try to bite at me. You know, come back here and start over here. I was just going for the shoulder because it seemed like you were moving it towards me a little bit. We don't have to go back that far yet if you don't want to. And so again, we'll start here on her cheek. And I work back just a little bit back here, kind of at her throat. And she starts to feel anxiety. And of course, her go-to in that is to get just a little aggressive. And so I'm going to keep it there. I want to see her relax here. So this is where we start working our window of tolerance. We figure out what she can tolerate. And then we push just a little bit past where that line is. And we want to see that she's able to regulate there, and then we come back to where she feels safe again. And in that, we're going to start helping her feel more safe and growing that window of tolerance. she's able to regulate a little bit, connect with that and come down. You want a butt scratch? I'm okay going for a butt scratch. Not quite sure? I'm not quite sure yet either. That's a good try though. This is how we work to get to those places where she can ask for some of that stuff. If she were a little less bitey up here, I might feel a little safer going for a butt scratch there, but she's still a little bit unpredictable for something like that. But so there, as she turned it towards me, her ears pinned, and so I just put a little pressure on her butt. I did step back just a second to keep myself out of range, and then put some pressure on her rear to ask her to actually connect here. And this is the dance we go through in trying to judge intention, right? And so we'll start again up here. And you know, if you don't really feel that safe with touch, it really feels good to just feel like you're the one in control of it. And that's all that Abilene's trying to do here, and I don't fault her for it, heck. But it's not an excuse either, and so just pressure on her rear, asked her to reconnect, and you saw the energy in the pin went up just a little bit. Annie felt it, Abilene felt it. And we're able to come back down, reconnect here. And get back to working there. And so that time she started to maybe walk off and give me her butt. And just a little bit of me attuning to see what is your intention in that, got her back here. And so I'm thinking maybe her intention wasn't pure. But she reconnected. And stayed calm in doing it, and so that's great. All right, that's pretty good, Abilene. Why do you think we give Annie a little attention? Hi, Annie. Good, Annie. Able to stay calm here. All right. That hand comes up. She feels that anxiety, wants to step back immediately, but she stopped herself. Nice. She's able to regulate and calmly step forward towards it. And so I'll take that hand down. Again, nice step towards it. It's a good smell. You didn't feel like you needed to run away right after it either. It's the first time a girl's ever done that to me. You want to check it out? What do you think? Feels the need to walk away, and that's good. That's okay. That hand's going to stay up there. And it's going to stay up there until I can see her calmly engage with this, until she can connect here and calmly engage. That was a little better. What do you think? It's too hard, isn't it? That was a little better. So a lot of our work with Annie is still just being able to stay kind of this distance apart and connect and kind of calmly acknowledge each other. And every effort she's making here to calmly move towards me, I'm gonna reward that with a little step back. Wow, hey there, Sneaky. Ah. Again, Abilene tries to walk by and put her butt towards me, and her intentions didn't look so great, so just a little pressure there kind of changes things up a bit. We can connect, and yeah, if you want attention, I like that you know how to ask for it. But we're going to find the appropriate way to ask for that attention. Feels a little anxiety still with me being between her and Abilene. Pawing at the ground a little. It was nice to see her body, her head come down. She kind of breathed as she moved forward there. So we're just looking for little signs with Annie being able to relax. And so especially with Annie, my tendency with her is to want to work a little bit on this proximity, this attachment. And she's getting better. You see, she's gotten a heck of a lot better at approaching, closing that distance in a more regulated way. But she still holds a lot of this tension that she feels in this process. And so my tendency with her is to want to work in a little more detachment as we're working through some of this stuff. And that was a nice one. And so I might just ask her, all right, can we walk out a little bit? There you go. Well, you can involve Abilene if you have to, but I'm not sure she's going to want to participate all the way in this. And so that's progress, is that Abilene can stay here and Annie can move out without her and is able to stay calm pretty quickly. Get back to this place of calm as she's detaching. And staying pretty connected there. And she loses some connection as she gets back to Abilene, and so it's just a little pressure there to ask her to continue moving out. And she's staying fairly calm in it. And again, once she gets wind of Abilene, she kind of wants to reconnect with Abilene, disconnect from me. But she actually does a good job of staying connected with me there. It took just a little pressure to keep her walking there. I'm going to ask her to turn around and go this other way. Nice. This is her dominant side I'm on now, so it's a little harder for her. And you see that anxiety goes up for her a little bit. Just for the record, that's Abilene tooting, not me. I knew I wouldn't get any support on that. So this is quite a bit harder for Annie. It's hard enough that she's also got Abilene kind of stirred up with her anxiety level here. And so I just want to keep asking her to move out here on her dominant side. And once Abilene peels off, it's even scarier. I want to... Oh, the chickens over there. Laura got some new chickens. So now she's got Abilene here between me and her to protect her. And so I'm just going to put a little more pressure here to get Abilene to walk out of that way, so that Annie doesn't get to disguise or mask what she feels for me with Abilene. There's kind of the first sign she's actually felt that pressure from me on her side and connected and regulated just a little bit. That anxiety didn't win the battle finally. And now you see her being much more attuned and connected with me here in the middle, and that's good. So I'm going to release pressure there for her on that. Let her put me back out here where she feels comfortable. And so we still have a lot of work to do with Annie in that detachment, especially on that dominant side. And the more work we do there, the more it's going to help translate to us being in here a little closer. You see right now she keeps us off of that dominant side the way we walk here. She let us in just a little bit there. Good. What do you think about this? You want to come check this out again? It's tough, I know. Good. That was good. Oh, you want to try it now? You want to try it? You gonna be nice about it? Oh, good. Now your turn. Your turn. What do you think? Good. So I noticed as I'd approached that time, her breath got really shallow. So I just stopped and held at that place and let her figure that out. And she was able to regulate and come back. And she is the one that came toward me at that point. And that's when I released the pressure. And so that's the kind of stuff I want to see, is to see when it starts to make her really starting to push her past that window of tolerance a little bit. See her find the ability to regulate. Chicken's scaring you, fighting over there. You did good, actually. Did really good, able to stay connected. Shake it off. There you go. Shake it off. Good. Good job, Annie. Nice. Try again. Good girl. How was that? No? What's over there that you're seeing? Huh? There's something over here at the neighbors. That's pretty good. Hey, Abilene. You want to check me out? Good girl. So, still not loving it on my dominant side here. I'm just going to hold that hand up there. She's not being aggressive there. And so I'm keeping that hand right where it was. I just want to see her connect with it. She can touch it all she wants to there, but I want to see her connect and relax most of all. She says, I feel a lot better with it there on my non-dominant side. And so we'll just try again here. And again, just observe the pattern, wanting to bite it first, kind of, I don't know, it's kind of this awkward bite, non-bite, just checking it out thing. Really hoping to maybe just avoid it. And so it just stays there. And when she actually kind of connects with it is when it'll go down. And so here her breathing got really shallow for a second. Just gonna work some tension out of her lips maybe. Still not really connecting here with this hand being up here. Mostly leaning towards avoidance. I really want to see her acknowledge that it's here. Be able to connect with me. So there was a little change. She actually interacted with it that time instead of avoiding it. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Good. So she repositions me over here at her shoulder. And then we get down further on her neck on this side. Now, one of the things I want to be careful about there is the timing of when she did that and suddenly became more okay with touch on further down here is when we were working all the way over here. So part of what I'm seeing as her intention in that is, I'm going to get you over here on my non-dominant side, and I'm going to make it harder for you to go over there and work on this thing that makes me really uncomfortable. And I can trick myself by saying, oh my gosh, look how far she just put me down on this other side. But instead I want to say, okay, thank you. I noticed that that makes you more uncomfortable, but let's also go over here and work on it some more. Because really that's just another avoidance technique for her. She's really struggling with that. She relaxed a little there, and so good. So approaching for touch on our dominant side is, of course, a lot harder. And now I'm touching her on her cheek, rubbing her cheek a little. She's still not really connected. She's mostly avoiding it. And so that hand's just going to stay there until I can see her actually connect with it being over here. It's not the touch that's important. It's that her connecting with the attempt to make that contact. Because I don't want to make contact that she's checking out from. As you can see, she's really offering that up as an option instead of connection. And it can make it really easy to reinforce that kind of pattern here. And so I just want to be on top of that, noticing it. Really want to see her connect here. That time she did. So that was the first time she really interacted with my hand on this side, moved in towards it, looked at it. She's pretty much been avoiding even looking at it. So there, she sees it coming in, and we're scratching her on her chin, or her cheek just a little bit here. And she's able to relax there, which is nice. And now we're getting a nice rub over here. And she's leaning into it a little bit. Still feels a little, oh. Decided maybe it'd feel good to rub her ear on it, then got a little anxious about it. Thought she needed to take control and bite a little. And really my hand was staying in the same place. It was all her doing. But you see, she's to the place now that she's able to stand here and work on this kind of stuff. And even when it gets kind of hard, she doesn't really feel like she needs to bolt. You do see her try different things, which is good to see that she's thinking. And it's just good to pick up on those things to know where she is as far as how this makes her feel. She looked at it coming in that time. Now we can really come here and scratch her on her cheek just a little on this dominant side. That's good progress. Not sure if you're 100% present in that. Yeah. And so there's no harm in just checking. If you think maybe she's checking out a little bit for that touch, to just put a little pressure on her rear. Ask her if she's really staying present. She's really starting to engage with the touch a lot more. She says, how about we work on this side? Okay, we can work on this side a little. So now here on her neck, scratching her, she's staying pretty calm. Those ears want to go back a little bit. She says, how about I control this a little? And so I just put a little pressure on that butt as she moves it towards me. Ask her to reconnect. Can we work on pulling this knot out of your mane? What do you think about that? Laura might like that. She says, well, that's not bothering me so much. If I pull on it a little, how's that feel? Oh, okay. She says, yeah, you can pull on it. I'll get you a little endorphin release there. Yeah. Get you a little endorphin release pulling on that a little. How's that feel? Yeah. Feel pretty good. She says, yeah, I kind of like that. It's kind of relaxing. Let's see how we're doing time-wise. Couple minutes left. Yeah, so I'll probably think about wrapping up. Abilene's done some good stuff here. She's really starting to feel a lot more calm and relaxed as we explore touch. And Annie, let's get one last attempt with you. And end on that note. Oh, Good. Nice job, Annie. Nice. It's getting some good solid contact now on her nose. Another thing I'm noticing is she has this feeling in her body automatically. This is that brainstem reaction where she wants to run away. And she's starting to override that in her neocortex a little bit, calming her body down and stepping forward. And that's a really great thing to see in her, that she's starting to be able to get control of this anxiety that typically controls her. Hi. Wow, really nice approach there from her. All right, so those feel like pretty good notes to end on for today. Hopefully we'll be back out next week, and we'll see y'all then.